We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendezvous de Septembre. For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Shawn Ram, who's Head of Insurance for Coalition. Shawn, it's good to see you.
Likewise, Richard. Pleasure to be here.
So I've got a load of questions here that I prepared, but of course you've used Monte Carlo as an announcement of your own. Tell us a little bit about Coalition Re.
Yeah, we are excited at this significant kind of reinsurance event in the industry to announce the formation of Coalition Re. Coalition Re is an MGA focused on providing cyber-related services to non-proportional clients of Coalition Re, as well as a white label opportunity. We felt that there's, particularly in the events of 2024 with CrowdStrike and Change Healthcare, CDK, that there is a material opportunity to provide value to systemic risk-related clients who are concerned about aggregation in their portfolio. So happy to make that announcement.
So you mentioned a couple of events that have occurred since we last met. Tell us a bit about what that's taught us about the cyber insurance market.
Yeah, each of these events have caused portfolios, cedents, insurance companies around the world to have one event cause many clients to have claims. And that's kind of added to this concern the industry has had around systemic risk. And I think this has led to a need for increased capacity in the industry around specifically non-proportional coverages. And so we're grateful to be a new provider to that space in the industry.
So tell us a little bit about how attitudes towards cyber insurance have changed.
Yeah, I think we believe that cyber is the most pervasive risk in society today. And more companies today, more than ever, have utilized technology in order to increase their profitability, efficiency, and growth. Well, as the use of technology increases throughout the world, the risks associated with technology, cyber, digital risks increase as well. And so I think a lot of the epidemic around ransomware, security, certainly the pandemic, have led more and more companies to be more sensitive to this risk and have a desire to protect against it.
So when we're thinking about investor appetite for this sort of risk, tell us, is cyber a short tail risk or is it a long tail risk?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think there's some complexity to that. I think in the world of insurance, when we talk about long tail risks in kind of ensuing, a couple decades in some lines of business, cyber short tail, right? The vast majority of cyber related claims are solved in a short period of time. A ransomware event is something where an adversary requests payment relatively quickly in a matter of days or weeks. Funds transfer fraud losses are solved quickly. Where cyber has some degree of medium tail is when you start to deal with data breach, and particularly when those data breaches lead to class actions. And so the litigation around those types of claims can be longer, but generally cyber is a short tail risk.
So we've seen a number of events. You've alluded to a number of events, but some of the big events that we've seen have had suggestions that there may be state actors involved in that. How does the insurance and the reinsurance industry deal with those kinds of exposures?
I think attribution is a challenging thing in cyber. The notion of understanding specifically what adversary is doing something or where their investments, where their funding comes from. Oftentimes the lines between adversaries and nation state type actors are blurred, right? And so I believe that's a challenging endeavor around the notion of attribution.
So obviously you've launched Coalition Re. How well prepared generally is the reinsurance market to take on this cyber insurance risks?
I think the understanding of systemic risk has been challenging. I think there's a lot of nuances around how to calculate really what is the aggregate exposure within a portfolio. I think cyber risk, the manner in which reinsurance companies have addressed that from a quota share perspective, that's been longstanding. There's some maturity in that marketplace. But I think there is an opportunity to provide more data, more services around reinsurance. Coalition's mantra on the retail side has been an active insurance partner, right? And we believe there's an opportunity to be more active in the reinsurance space and provide services to cedents whereby they can better understand their exposure, have more clarity around what the probable maximum loss is for a specific event, and have data to help them really manage their exposure on an individual underwriting basis. So I think that's a tremendous opportunity.
Shawn, great pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you, Richard. It's a pleasure.
For AM Best TV, I'm Richard Banks.